Happy Pi Day, everybody. I was just reminded by Sasha that today is Pi Day, and apparently, and I had no idea, Pi Day was invented in San Francisco. Pi was not. I mean, where's the origin of pi? Is the origin of pi Pythagoras? I don't think so. They're all about hypotenuses. But anyways, we have a lot to do today. So we're going to do a lot of things. We've kind of got this impromptu Bastard's Beacon cycle happening. Like, it was not my intention, but it does feel like kind of the natural progression. We kind of did our first Bastard's Beacon run. We were like, that's unpleasant. And then we did another one, and we've won the two of those. So part of me is like, well, okay, you know, it's not going to count as a perfect cycle because we did other stuff in the middle, but you know, if these heroes survive, that could be a thing. So we're probably going to do Confession 4, which is a little scary, but I think we're a reasonably okay team for doing it. So I guess let's do the thing. We live up here for this one. See what we're working with here. This Grand Slam, we have this achievement on Steam. I'm not sure why it's not showing up here, but I have the video proof. So let's continue forward.
Success, so long pursued, is rewarded only with creeping revelation.
And I think we're going to do the same thing that we did last time, which is I am going to reset to get an initial sprawl, and we might even reset if that sprawl does not bear fruit. Okay, so I'm referring to this as an unofficial cycle run, an attempt at Beacon specifically. And the reason it's unofficial is because obviously we've done stuff in the interim, but that stuff hasn't really changed the heroes that we're currently running with. So, you know, they were fully memoried before. I kind of feel like the Beacon, though, is meant to be from no memories to memories, although it doesn't technically say that. I think I'm still waiting for crit. I don't think I care about trying to make Zeal faster. I think, if anything, speed can be a downside on them. So let's get this party started. Trust me, this morning has been a rough morning in Lustrous. I sat down at my desk and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a minute to breathe, and then I was like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna have a minute to breathe because it's already time to stream.
On the borderlands, half swallowed by the stain.
How is your morning going, other than clearly a little busy?
Desperate to somehow
Brain is never there when you need them. Oh, Bray. Also Brain. Maybe that's more of a me thing, but
my words fell on deaf ears. The food flung to the floor. Your appetites demanded more.
I feel like there's a spin-off cartoon in Lustrous and the Brain, or in Lustrous and the Bray.
Between places.
'Tis the season. So we are a glutton for punishment here.
An undying blight upon the soul.
We're waiting for the Rot Squad to get killed. So we have Poet, Scourge, Venom Drop, Alchemist. Any weird things? No, pretty much we're rolling my normal. So let's get going. And we're gonna do the same reset strat that we did last time, which is if we don't get offered a sprawl, and potentially if that sprawl doesn't go well, we're going to duck out. Because to my reading, there is nothing in the Grand Slam title that indicates otherwise. that would not be an acceptable option. Rusty, hello. Rusty, I feel a little bad that you haven't been getting a lot of airtime. We've been doing a lot of rot squattery as of late.
You see, even your valley is not immune.
But
to the spreading stain.
And you're a venom drop, right? Yeah. It feels to me a little bit like this might be my go-to cycle friend. All right, we're just gonna get rid of him, except that we're gonna take 2. This is Act 4 in Lustrous. We've beat Act 2 and Act 3, so I'm going in order now, and I guess we'll go back and do the chains last, and if the chains kill us, that'll be a truly hilarious moment.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
But for now, we're just kind of cruising.
His weighty gloom, a spark.
So I saw that British Brat is doing cycle runs. I'm really curious what team they're running at the moment. Okay, Calming Incense is not really the initial drop we're looking for, but there's a lot of inn left to see.
Lower your guard. Soften your gaze.
Okay, no sprawl is a reset unless we get offered like truly insane stuff here. We do not. So let us collect our hope, and we'll go again. I'm gonna leave these in because these in the recording because these are a part of our.
And victory will come.
He keeps losing at least one hero during the final battle of Act 1. So Rusty, question about that. What team is he running then? If that is the if that is his fate and his doom.
Is to make it real once more.
And second question,
As fleeting as a dying star.
is he starting from no memories? He's tried several teams. He's not tried running this team. Ah, well, I'll have to hop over there sometime and let him know. I don't think this team is great necessarily. I don't think this team is necessarily the best, but it's working so well. And the reason that I think it's working so well is because it is so consistent at winning Sprawl first region. Like, it can take down the Librarian even with bad RNG, the Ordained Librarian even with bad RNG, and so it can set your run off in the right direction. Which I think is kind of what you're looking for to a certain extent. Like, I think the consistency of, I think the first region is the scariest, right? With the Bastard's Beacon, the reality is that region 1 is the highest failure point minus the bosses.
This was a beautiful place once.
I think I'm pretty good at operating it in Lustrous. Are you implying that this is like the team for idiots, and I just happen to be able to play it because I'm a bit of a dum-dum? It has amazing recovery, Rusty. It has pretty bad stress management, but I think the stress management is offset by the fact that the leper's only job is reducing their stress, and that's basically it. Let's see. You're going first. We're not going to kill you. 13 and 13. Do we think the greed play here? We're not going to go for the greed play. Oh, the days. When did you become off guard? All right, well, that's unfortunate. You ready for this? Boom! That's Intimidate, getting the job done. All right, so you are saying that I'm kind of a dum-dum. I see how it is. I don't see a lot of people playing this team, which is odd to me. If it was easily grasped, etc., I expect more people would be getting their Rot Squad on. But I mean, I guess I don't watch a lot of people play, so I shouldn't pretend that it is it's a well-kept secret or something like that. Okay, secure another kill with the goodness. Hey, Sam. I know, Illustrious. I'm stirring the pot intentionally, by the way. Just in case there was any confusion. Valheim when? That's a great question. We're gonna have some space in the schedule when Song of Touching Dirges. Show me the sprawl, and we're gonna have ourselves a run. Valheim when? I don't know. It's a good question. We also got a pain box.
Soften your gaze. It is safe here.
Ooh, flame drain increased.
Experience, however painful, is the greatest teacher of all.
I'd have to do the math. Rusty, but that seems fair. Let's see. Let me grab one of these. We like what we see here. I think laudanum could be good. I'm gonna buy some cheap food, I think. And then if we get bad RNG here, I may that was a pretty bad Songbook of Touching Dirges. Yeah, a 6 is bad. We need 2 pips. Ugh. Or wait, we need 3 pips, don't we? Uh-oh. 1, 2, we need 3 to stay neutral. We have a great start, but we absolutely need all of this just to get us where we need to go. You and Jarvis, eh? Ooh, the +2 means we didn't need to buy the poetry. That was a bit of a misplay then. Gosh, everybody made it over 14, except for those two. I'm gonna save the poetry. I think it's worth hanging on to. First region. I mean, this. I think it's good. I think we go for it. The thinking being that it is a librarian accelerant for us. Then we know that this is a Bastard's Beacon run. The Greater Heartseeker is kind of interesting, but I think we save. We've been going Shrieker Chick to just have kind of like baubles on lock. I think we stick with that.
The next stop is leagues away. Plan accordingly.
From what I've seen, other people play with death on dodge tanks and unga bunga damage. I see. So they don't go dots. I mean, I guess dots have some problems for sure. All right. So if this is our first region, we grab Poison Dart and we grab Plague Grenade so we can actually beat the Librarian. And then I think I'm gonna spend a little heavier just so that hopefully we can do what we need to do. All right, here we go. Love to see that in the first region. It'll take you a while to catch up with Valheim, so it could take Friday's spot after Baldur's Gate. Define catch up. Like I know Valheim has kind of like Minecraft-y vibes in a way, but what does it mean to need to catch up on it? That phrasing has me shook. There we go. Okay, so immediate hoarder is not great, but we do have to go to it to go to the lair. All right. Well, our region is decided. We might get enough baubles from the barricade to hit 65. We'd have to hit 10 baubles off the combat, which would be a good windfall, but
to profit in destruction.
so I guess the other question, since it sounds illustrious like you have seen a couple people do Bastard's Beacon runs, or general question for the larger community. By the way, the speed here is gnarly. Have people done it? Is the Bastard's Beacon cycle a done deal? Nice freaking hit. Since we had the strength token, I decided that was the better play. Because I know, for instance, like, what do we get off this? We had a dodge token. Not terrible. I think we did have one that died there. Yes. Rusty. Fair enough and lustrous. I do remain very curious about how other people are doing with these challenging runs. I want to slow roll it a little so that hopefully we can get our... I think we can hit you. I want to get our solemnity off. $10 to $19. We're gonna get it. If I do that, we don't get it. Let's just fish for some crits and get the solemnity. It lines up well with our stress thresholds as well.
Excellent work.
The one-off lethal. All right, we'll get a little bit of healing off of that. Okay, big baubles. Manifest baubles. 6 is not enough. All right. Unfortunate. We need 4 more baubles from road debris. I don't even know if you can get baubles from road debris, unfortunately. All right, no joy. Well, there's our swig. Flame drain is fine. So our only hope now is the librarian coughing up the goods, or we'll probably go to the end of the region and hit the reset button again. I'll buy the thunderclaps and we're good. All right, but bad luck. Nothing we could have done here, but
only the route you take to get there.
We'll see the swig again, surely. Yeah, right. I'm so sure.
A welcome reprieve.
But yeah, that was bad news bears. I mean, we could have a second hoarder, but in Region 1 that's unlikely. And I think for Bastard's Beacons runs, my intuition says just get the Snappy Swig in Region 1 because it helps your It helps your regulation of stress. We're not going to kill this guy, so I'm gonna start working on this guy. We'll get him with the ancillary damage of our Flage and our Plague Doctor. We really need to deal with off guard on our Flage though. It is suboptimal. That one trinket we found last run. Are you referring to the what are you? You're referring to Reverberating Redoubt, right? Which we hadn't seen in ages. Not Reverberating Redoubt is unfortunately not nearly as important to me as Snappy Swig, because this team needs stress management. That's its Achilles heel, as it were. Let's see, 10. You're dead. You're dead. We'll do you. Ooh. So I'm going to take some damage on other people to try to get the stress under control with our leper before we leave this fight. Should have left the corpses. That was a bit of an error. Now we have less things to hit. You don't have much in the way of stress resist, so we're probably just taking that one on the chin, but that's fine. Would have been really nice going into this fight with Snappy Swig. I probably should have taken that trinket. We're early enough in the game that the occasional bit of move resist wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Trust you have calculated your odds carefully. This will not be easy.
Yeah, but we could have second Hoarder. It just seems wildly unlikely. Here we go.
The library burns, and with it the remains of philosophy, reason, and insight. The fiend's strength dwindled.
The fiend's strength dwindles. Question: since the base crit is better on Grave Robber than Flage, would it make more sense to leave those 2 pips of stress on the Grave Robber? There's an argument to be made, for sure. There is definitely an argument to be made for it. My thinking, Rusty, is that if I had Snappy Swig, it would be a no-brainer yes, is my perspective. But given that we don't at this point, our Grave Robber doesn't have a super reliable way of reducing stress.
Malaise.
But yeah, I think that you're certainly onto something. Let's see. I just put it here because if someone's going to get stressed, the Flage seems to be less of a complainer.
Well done.
But maybe that's superstition. And the other thing is the Flagellant has the memory, the hot bath memory. So we had a bit of stress resist chance. That was the other bit of thinking. You're already dead, right? Not already dead. All right, we'll do this. See, I've no crits this fight. Not that that's a data point in favor or not, but it happened.
The smallest variable can make all the difference.
Let's see. So this time, with the current turn order, I think we try and get this one. Also, Fladge got a 0% of meltdown. Wait, I'm a little confused. Or 0% chance of meltdown. Well, it's really more like 100% chance of meltdown, because the Flagellant can't go resolute. They always go toxic, and that always hurts relationships, but it hurts relationships less than anyone else melting down. So it's kind of a weird double-edged sword kind of thing. I think because it reduces relationships, I've always considered it to be a meltdown, but a less severe meltdown. But I can see both sides of it. That was super annoying with her. All right, she's sorted. But yeah, there's an interesting question that I don't have a good answer to. Is, does toxic count as a meltdown, or does it count as a resolute? It's kind of somewhere in the middle. Yeah, we gain some health back, and the other component of it is it also damages our other relationships less. I forget that she has a death's door here. He goes down to 50% rather than going down to 10%.
The slow suffering begins.
I'm setting up for the Deathless here. He definitely throws a tantrum. He definitely throws a tantrum. Doing that, fishing for the crit. What? Are you a pacifist? Ugh. We could use a hospital.
An invariable result.
He's attacking regardless, so let's not bother. Now we have the dodge to hopefully mitigate the riposte there. Good job handling the blind. I think the best we can do is a reflection here, since this guy is going to go relatively early in the turn order. Keep fishing for those crits. Okay, not the best entry into the next fight, and Snappy Swig nowhere to be seen. Alright. Ooh, this is a bad book layout, too, I just want to say.
The librarian must be destroyed.
I think I need to switch it up. Better. Does mean that we eat the initial attack, but One thing I've not heard, I really enjoy with the Duelist. I hope they change her up. Yeah, I generally agree. I think the Duelist needs some love. This is going to be a bit of a scary fight. The shuffle was very important. Because it fixed our... It fixed some bad ordering issues that we had, I'll put it that way. But the lack of fire resist, etc. on our leper is... a slight concern. We got to keep stacking where we can. What the actual what? Haven't seen a lot of those lately. Game could take it easy on that, if you ask me. Let's see. Stress is getting a lot of control. I think we have enough time to do this, but I'm gun shy that we're gonna get another 25-point hitter on that one. I mean, the book he was throwing was clearly cement. I'm gonna go for the shuffle. Ooh, very nice. We do have the Solemnity. And we have one taunt. I'm gonna risk it here. Yes, War and Cinder Block may very well have been the text that he threw. Ooh, the double dodge on that move. I was not aware that that was a part of the equation when you push him all the way to the front. It's good to know. That final Burning Bright is kind of a kick in the pants on the way out the door, but we want to shuffle and get as much healing off as we can. I suspect that we do not have a heal off cooldown on our Fladge yet, which is a bummer. Yeah, we're one turn short. But hey, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger potentially. But I will say, like, I think that, I mean, his ring's not really what we're looking for. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always a little scary, Rusty. But I kind of feel like we go to the next inn, and we hit the reset, and we try again.
Centuries of human learning and achievement ruined by riotous contempt.
Because it feels to me like getting the Snappy Swig is just, it's a snowballing factor. We'll take the Stagecoach item. If we get, like, Trinket Organizer, I might. Faceless Facsimile, not gonna move the needle for us. I mean, it's true and lustrous, but so here's the thing, right? I have played, of the runs that I have played, I have a relatively high win rate. Which one do we don't? I think we get proxy doll from this. I don't think that's what we need. Relatively high win rate, and I generally, you know, go as far as to play runs out even when they look bleak. I just feel like in this case, there's not a lot of... Wow. The loathing is also... I don't really want to go into next region with 3 loathing either. Which is exactly what's going to happen. Nah, yeah, this is... The Songbook of Touching Dirges was a nice starting point, but the lack of Snappy Swig and the rest of this is just, like, too much to bear. And then you and RC can take a hit.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
I'm going after this guy because this guy was going to act no matter what. Nah, I think we got things under control. We're don't love that we took that. Yeah, we'll be at 1, and then if we go to the next region, we'd really be asking for it in terms of overflow. Can you get Snappy from a resistance encounter? I want to say yes. Yes, you can. You technically can. But I think on our last run that might have actually been the way that we got it, but I'm not holding out hope. I also didn't equip any of the other trinkets, and they're not bad. But yeah, we'll be on 3 loathing when we get to the inn, which is not a great place to be. And if they offered us a sluice, it would be basically a guaranteed loathing overflow. We're also potentially going to get ambushed. Just because our loathing is so high that our torch drain is off the charts. We'll get a little bit of torch back from the resistance encounter. Or, excuse me, from the cultists. I mean, that is a good trinket for us. But let's look at our trinket situation a little bit. So this goes here. We can technically put that there and then apply to attacker when missed. Dead of Night gives us some baubles. We could try to make that work. But maybe we do this and we do that. It's not a great setup. Yeah, so we're gonna go up to 3. We will go down. We'll go down by 1, and then we'll go back up by 1. No, it's Sprawl exclusive, Rusty. It is Sprawl exclusive. Oh, that resist is unfortunate.
Malaise, measured and steady.
All right, they're coming out bleedy style. Hey, Rose. How's it going? Let's see. You're taking 9 out of 12. We're rotten poisoning, as is tradition. Now let's just get some healing. Nine and 12. I think we want the altar gone, so we're gonna do that. Ooh, excuse me. Sneezage. And then I think we're gonna mainline this one rather than trying. We'd be hitting into a brick wall if we tried working on this one.
Lethality writ large.
Except here, we want the leper is going to be on defense. Let's see. Let's get a tiny bit of healing. We're prepping for the next Deathless, though. Okay, that works out well. Just zap her so we don't get no crits to the face. Smoldering Hymnal decides to proc. Don't mind it. I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna be in a position where we absolutely need to give you a little bit of love. But Solemnity comes in strong at the 11th hour. Praise be Solemnity. Now we just stack up some Blight and laugh all the way to the bank. Might as well Reflection here. We're not going to change the flow of handling things with any leper hits. Same goes here, so we'll do this.
This wound, at least, has been tended.
Nocturnal Commune, go. Ah, boo. Might have been good just to finish the fight there. But yeah, we took 2 and then we healed 3. So technically we ended up 1 HP up. But our loathing situation is terrible. We also... Our loathing situation is bad. Our trinket situation is mediocre at best. Our stagecoach items are meh. There's a lot to like about our relationships, but not much else going for us. Our mastery is pretty weak too. We might get a mastery bump from the...
The place is a little worse for wear. But familiar.
Let's see, we got Clutch Hitter, Devout, Cosmic Slayer, Generous. Really nice quirks came in. Hey, Operator! Found your last spell videos on YouTube. Nice ones to watch. Thank you so much. Yes, we played the last spell yesterday, actually, Operator. We play it basically every Wednesday, give or take. And mostly like you can set your clock by that. It's pretty much every Wednesday we're playing last spell. Lately, we've been doing a lot of challenge runs. Those VODs are all live on my channel as well, if you go looking for them. So we got 3 mastery. They want us to go to the sleuth on 3 loathing. Which one of these did we get? This was broken for a while. I don't know if it's fixed yet, but I don't think we push this one. I don't think we go for it. So we're gonna duck out and continue our quest for the cycle. Good job, team. Yeah. Hope to see you back for one of those days, one of those Wednesdays. Yesterday we did a run where all of the claws were replaced by splitters. So we took all the tier 1 enemies and upgraded them to tier 2. It was an interesting challenge run. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this team. We should spend our money though. 9 a.m. Pacific time. So let's see. What are our worst quirks? Hemophiliac is annoying. I think Wild Tea would get Pacifist. So I think that's our first one. The Yips is also annoying, but let's try and get Pacifist. Okay, we also picked up Raconteur. We also lost Raconteur. That's fine. We could get rid of Tippler, Gaunt-Fearing, Tuckered Out. Cosmic Slayer and Tough is really nice. Generous and Steady. I don't really want to get rid of those. Hemophiliac I'm not too worried about. So let's try and pop another one here. All right, well, Tactical Thinker and Thanatophobia is all that remains. But that's good. Any other maintenance type things we can do while we're in this shop? No, there's not. All right, let's run it back.
Every league, a lesson.
Yes, the schedule is also always posted on my YouTube community operator, so you can find it there, or it's available in the Discord, which, Illustrious, if you would be so kind as to link the Discord so that operator has it, that would be very useful. The alcohol isn't going to be useful between runs, Rose. All right, let's collect. So a byproduct of our new strategy is that sometimes if the sprawl doesn't treat us well, we're gonna run it back. This is going to hurt our win record. We came close to 80% and then fell off, but we're going for the cycle right now, and we haven't seen crit in forever. All right, well, so be it.
Once more into the maelstrom, in search of what hope yet remains.
But yeah, the Discord is always the best place to know what we're doing and when we're doing it. That's the short version.
The house on the borderlands, half swallowed by the stain.
Face the forces of evil.
The walls of the place closed tight about us, and it seemed at times that the outside world was a dream we could scarcely remember.
Yeah, so this is gonna tank our win rate a bit. I'm not too heartbroken about that.
Hope to find their way. Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
But yeah, we're really looking for a start where we pick up Snappy Swig and a little bit of relationship on Region 1. It is. It doesn't include all the time that I played it on Epic in Lustrous. I was surprised, as a side note. I don't think we talked about this last week, but a while ago in Discord, I posted like my most played games. My guess at to how much time I spent playing Darkest Dungeon on Steam versus Epic was way off. I have 600 hours of Darkest Dungeon 2 on Epic. That's kind of madness, if you ask me. Like, that's crazy. That's some numbers right there. Rookie numbers. I mean, so total I have like 800 hours in Darkest Dungeon across the two. Which is not terrible for a game that's only been out for a couple years, but yeah, I would have guessed I was way below that. They used to be a little shorter. is one thing that I will say in Lustrous.
Nightmares.
Oh, I didn't look to see what we got from that fight.
Your redemption.
What did we get? We got a Clotting Currer. I don't mind that. Don't leave it on for the Librarian, that's for sure, but... Okay, give me another Songbook of Touching Dirges. Stitching Kits. No. Those are not what we're looking for.
The roaring heart does much for the weary body.
Okay.
Even more, perhaps,
Run it back.
for the restless soul. Try and try again. You will
Averages.
go
Oh, I
through
see what you're
the
saying.
murk.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like the runs used to be shorter. They have ballooned in size a little bit. The sluice is like a plus or minus 30 minutes on run length.
These are beaten, broken souls, and yet our fortunes ride with them.
I swear. There's something broken. We haven't seen Crit in I don't know how long.
Sanctuary, as fleeting as a dying star.
But yeah, there's also some things where like we did a bunch of runs on a different save file. Like, you know, it's I'm not too concerned about it.
The house on the borderlands.
I also feel like ducking out of a run should be counted separately from losses, but...
Desperate to somehow help you regain yourself.
Yep.
I prepared a breakfast.
That is the nature of the beast, I fear, in Lustrous.
My words fell on deaf ears. The food flung to the floor. Your appetites demanded more than I could hope to.
Also, don't let me forget to actually buy the Bastard's Beacon. That would be... We're going to have a great run, and I'm just going to forget to buy it.
Where lost souls hope to find their way. Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands.
Quick reset button would be a good idea. I'm a little concerned that this is going to go long, just because we're doing the reset strat. And I do want to have a lot of time to play Balatro later, so we'll see.
Comforts are exhausted. Ahead, only trial and tribulation. The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
Yeah, I mean, if we keep low rolling, it's not going to be a short... Oh, boo. Yeah, it definitely is the nature of resetting. Although I don't feel like I'm asking for that much. Like a sprawl with a snappy swig is something that I think we see on like a fair percentage of runs. Although sometimes we see them pretty late in the run.
Greater threats await those who dare.
That Songbook of Touching Dirges and Whiskey was a nice start last time. But this team suffers so much. Biased opinion, I've had a lot of sprawl runs with nothing gained.
The familiar hearth
Maybe.
echoes invitingly once again. Our great cities burn. All that beauty and knowledge. Ash on the wind.
Ash on the wind. All right. Shrieker. Bastard's Beacon. We really liked the thunderclaps last time, so I'm pleased with those. Scrap grenade is relatively useful. Okay, I think that's it.
Planning and mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
I'll take the laudanum, I guess, though. And I'll take a couple of food.
A bit of comfort on the road to damnation.
Dodge and strength and +3 speed. I guess we put it here. Which buff did we get? +3 speed. Not really the one that we wanted, but that's okay. All right, let's get ready to rock and or roll.
For wealth no longer has meaning, if indeed it ever did.
You did have 2 Sprawl Swig runs in the last 5 games, so maybe there's a recency bias. Could be. I would say about half of the time when we go to the Sprawl, we get a Swig. That would be my...
Behold, the great cities of man.
Okay, so we...
Ruined and aflame.
If we don't get the Swig from the boss fight, we at least can go to a hospital and clean our people up before we reset. Maybe we're in this for the long haul. Maybe we do a handful of resets today. Don't get the run where we can actually go for it, and then switch over to Balatro. Maybe that's the wildly unsatisfying option.
The library burns, and with it the remains of philosophy, reason.
I do think that if you're trying to maximize chances of winning, the doing throwaway runs where you just say go to a hospital, for instance, is probably the strat. Right? Like you can farm hospitals and wait until you get a run that really pops off. It's probably the strat.
On to the next.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, you know, the jury is still out on this one, but my reading of the Grand Slam is that abandoning runs does not invalidate the Grand Slam. But I'd be curious what other folks think about that. Well, but it is a single-player game that has a challenge that is outlined by the game in Lustrous. I realize that I can play it whatever way I want, but, you know, and I also realize that there are going to be certain people that agree or disagree with my interpretation of things. But, let's see, we're not going to get you. Let's do this again. But the question is kind of like, if you're going for the Bastard's Beacon cycle, is the generally agreed upon opinion that you can that resets are tolerable, or that you need to play 5 consecutive games from 0 memories? You know, like, what's the... Well, so there's no way for us to know if the game counts it, though. I think that's the problem in Lustrous, right? I have gotten the Grand Slam trophy, and I can never get it again. So, I don't know how the code works, necessarily. And by necessarily, I mean at all.
squandered.
So, you know, for all I know, the game could be like, nope, has to be 5 consecutive or not, because it does not expressly say it in the in any of the documentation. I could probably go on the Discord and figure it out. Right, but Lester, so what you're saying there then is you're like, all we have to do is 20 hours of gameplay to see if the game counts it, right? Like, because we'd still have to win the thing to know if it counted or not. Probably it's something we could go on the Discord and ask, and someone probably has the answer. Oh, 2 Infernal Taskmasters here is pretty bad RNG. We're gonna have some work to do. This guy's on a bit of a timer. I'd like to get a bit of healing in. Yeah, I'll have to go do some research. We're definitely going to want to get a Solemnity heal going here before we leave for greener pastures. Yeah, I don't like that we're all a bit chipped down going into the next fight, but well, that is a worse selection. We know we don't have a hoarder here, so we're gonna escape.
An unexpected find.
And we'll make it. We'll head to the hospital for a bit of maintenance.
Reliable information.
But yeah, I think probably the average return on the Snappy Swig from the Librarian is 1 in 3. And then there are 5 regions, and you select 2 of them. So it is 2/5 chance to get a Sprawl in a run. Oh, there's a Hoarder there. Oh, man. And the fact that we forewent the... I mean, if we come out of this region and all we have is 0 mastery and a Snappy Swig, that's not really what we're looking for. Well, so let me see. So there's Sprawl, Tangle. No, maybe it's a half chance. Because there's Sprawl, Tangle, Shroud, and Feeder. So maybe there's only 4 regions. And it shows 2 on the first one always. So maybe it's a half chance.
The loathing festers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go left, and we're gonna clean up our folks.
Inconvenient. At least we know what's coming. Unhinged by the impending apocalypse, the fanatics burn book and building alike.
An enlightened element.
A simple choice. At least it should be.
But we have 86, so we'll get everybody cleaned up. So why would it be more complex in Lustrous? Because like there's right. So like I think like in the world of statistics, this is 2 choose 4. I think.
Lethality writ large.
Which I think reduces to 1 choose 2. But
An unavoidable end. promising
Yeah,
development.
so... In 2 choose 4, what are the chances of a specific option being chosen? Let's see if we can get some.
This is no time to falter.
This seems like something AI should be good at, right? All right, AI is telling me that my framing of the question is incorrect. Yeah. I was going with Google Gemini anyways, but I'm not sure that it is actually an incorrect framing.
A little help, impeccably timed.
But maybe the fact that you're choosing 2 doesn't matter, and it's just the only question that matters is if you have 4 things, what are the chances that 1 will show up? No, it's quite meaningful that you get to show 2. Yeah, I don't know how to frame this question.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see. Rummage through the shelves, laden with echoes of indistinct ideas.
Cosmic Slayer and Tough, we don't really want to. Shroud Tactician. We got some bookage. What a windfall of stagecoach items. I don't know that I've ever been on a run that had this many stagecoach items and this little mastery, but here we are.
Wheels askew, coach limping. Be prudent.
Let's see. Do we care about Hematic Rot? We really don't. I think we actually leave that.
We need not be defined.
Oh, I didn't get to any of these. Damn it. I thought I had enough money for everything. Should have been paying more attention. All right. T-Hunter remains gimped. Turns out it's 1 in 12.
The worst kind of parasite.
What's 1 in 12?
Opportunists.
The chances of getting a snappy swig if
The fiend's strength.
so, like, is that the combination of it is a 1/3 chance of getting... Hold on, so there's 2 different numbers that we're talking about here. There's the chance of the sprawl appearing, which I think is a relatively trivial math problem that we should be able to answer very easily. And then there is the perhaps more complicated question of then assuming that the sprawl shows up. What are the chances of the snappy swig showing up? And then lastly, there's what is the combined probability of getting a sprawl into a snappy swig. All 3 of those are are probabilities of interest to me. But it's definitely not 1 in 12 chance to see a sprawl. And then the 1/3 chance of getting a snappy swig is a very rough estimation, obviously, because there's also the hoarder. You know, you can steer towards the hoarder, etc. So, yeah, I don't. This is a spicy math question. Yeah, I was just curious and lustrous about the absolute baseline question, which in my head was simply, what is the... If you have 4 things, and you show a random selection of 2 of them, and in your mind, one of them is the one that you want to select, what are the chances? Cherub's pretty likely to reapply its dodge anyways.
Measured and steady.
Or just anyone who's good at math, Rusty. We're not asking for everything. Where is someone who has a high school math equivalency? That's all.
Lethality writ large.
So none of the questions we're asking right now require... I mean, to get the right probabilities, certainly could require a lot of data, but fundamentally, like, the base question that is being asked right now is does not require any data.
Incremental.
I was gonna say you and me both, Rusty, but I'm not quite there yet. Yes, then that requires a lot of data. I concur with that. But there are more fundamental questions that I have not heard good answers to yet that are much less difficult to answer. Like, if you are presented with 4 options, you want one of the options to show up and 2 options are revealed, what is the chances of one of those showing up? That is a question that is the first... That's the first gate in understanding the math of this. The answer of the sprawl is... or of the bigger question is wildly difficult to answer, because you have to be like, what are the chances that there's a hoarder? What are the chances that... There's always a librarian, but what are the chances that the hoarder and the librarian are on the same path, so you can go to both of them? Then if you go to the hoarder, what are the chances that the hoarder will have a snappy swig? What are the chances that the librarian has a snappy swig? It's a lot, to say the least. And I think the only way that you could answer that is through a, like, quantitative analysis looking at, you know, hundreds and hundreds of runs to just get, like, averages, because the code would not be something that you can kind of, like, delve into to answer that question, I don't think. Because it's too complicated. Like, the random path generation and things like that are too nuanced to be able to figure out. The chances to get any region choice is 50. Okay, that's been the first question that I was asking. So the fact that
pleasant in the extreme. This work is noble and necessary.
So certainly in region in Confession 1 you can only get Sprawl and Tangle. So across the totality of a run you will only ever get one. Oh, here's what we can do. Here's an idea. Since we've spent the last hour failing to get our run going, we still haven't done region 1. It's shorter, no sluice. Let's pivot to that. And maybe I won't be so picky.
The table is set. The inn awaits its
It's a lot of food.
guests.
We'll grab wild teas. So let's see. Okay. Still have the yips to deal with, but we'll get there eventually.
Learn what can be taught.
But yeah, let's pivot to
Power at the end.
let's pivot over and we'll do a denial run. Yes, that was super helpful in Lustrous. It felt like the
Nobility in the attempt.
it felt like the fact that you only needed to pick one might have had an impact on things, but I guess it makes sense that it doesn't. All right, we are pivoting. We're going to go to a denial run because we still have to do denial with this team.
Slowly swallow.
So let's do it. Now, the other probabilities question that we need to answer is, what are the chances of crit showing up?
The mind.
Hey! All right, achievement unlocked, battle hardened, 5 memories on our Crusader. Hurrah.
Once more into the maelstrom.
Once more into the maelstrom indeed, Wayne.
That remains.
Yeah, so we'll take the Rot Squad. We're going to try and do denial, which is its own kind of scary, and we will only get one chance. Pretty simple math. 1/4 plus 3/4 times 1/3 equals 1/2. Is that the way that those numbers work? That 1/3 of 3/4 is 1/4 plus 1/4. Yeah. Yep. I guess it is.
Our days rambling the woods, talking excitedly of esoteric theory and ancient mysteries.
1/3 times 3/4 for some reason seems like a weird math thing,
To find their way.
but it does indeed add up. All right, Rot Squad, and we're gonna go for Chains of Denial no matter what. And if we do not get love from the librarian, it will
Sacred and
say la vie.
suffering. The last hope for us.
We'll still try to press forward.
The point of no return welcomes you. With open
This one we're committed on, unlike the last ones.
you see,
1/4 chance to roll the region slot, 1/3 chance
immune.
to not roll in slot, 1/3 chance to roll it in slot 2. I think that makes sense. Not that I expected any less. But yeah, so it's 50-50 that the Sprawl shows up, and then my very anecdotal analysis is that it is 1/3 of the time that we get a Snappy Swig, either from a Hoarder or vice versa. I can see why Act 1 might be slightly more difficult for Beacon, because you have less time for good relationships to form. Yeah, less time for good relationships, and less time just to find and kit out your heroes. Like, you get the big initial mastery bump, but then you don't have the time to find the trinkets that you need and get your heroes scaled up. And if you pick up, say, a bad disease or a bad quirk, you have less time to find a hospital. It's weird, but like, I think that the current tuning of the first act is a little more punishing.
Come here in summers of years gone
All right, so we will go here.
and rest.
We want the Bastard's Beacon, and I do think it is Shrieker. We like... Ooh, Trinket Organizer is an interesting gamble. I don't think we do it. Because anything short of an early Hoarder is going to be higher chances than rolling the dice on... The Trinket Organizer is really good, but it's really good for a longer run, unfortunately, I think is the short version. So I think we grab Acid Rain. We grab Poison Dart. Grab Plague Grenade. We grab Deathless. And we grab Solemnity. Alright, anything else at the Provisioner? We could do some relationships, but they're not great. Getting rid of the Yips could be good. I'll roll the dice on this. Nice. Okay. Let's see. You got the speed buff again. I never roll that when I need it, and always roll it when I don't. Sad to let the Trinket Organizer go, but let's do the thing.
Behold, the great cities of man.
Well, hello, Lair. How are you doing?
And a flame.
I guess no time will be wasted in us facing off against a librarian.
The library burns, and with it the remains of philosophy, reason, and insight.
So yeah, so I think what my read on it in Lustrous is that I think that I think the actual math is that there are 3 trinket slots for any lair boss. And then of those 3 trinket slots, there is 1 trinket that can only show up on the lair boss. That, though, is not Snappy Swig. That is Smoldering Hymnal. Then there is a increased chance on the lair boss of higher rarity trinkets, of which Snappy Swig is 1. And there are 2 slots that Snappy Swig can show up in. Well, there's 3 slots that Snappy Swig can show up in, because you don't always get the rare offering, aka Smoldering Hymnal, I think.
A slow dissection.
Once we get to that page, oh really? You're gonna Infernal Taskmaster me twice? That is really uncool. Let the record show.
A small reprieve from this carousel of horrors.
Could have technically eked out a reflection. Yeah, for sure in Lustrous. Well, I want to look at the screen, though, because I think there's some information that it gives you on the initial, like, landing screen.
Early results are encouraging.
That we can work around. A little stress healing off that crit would have been nice. Oh, The courses that I did worst in university were, without question, all of the kind of like higher level math classes. I don't have a good brain for it. Even statistics and probability, I struggled with. I think probabilities are complicated. There's a lot of intuition that does not pan out the way that you think it should, or the way that I think it should.
An invariable result.
Yeah, and my memorization skills are about as good as my reading skills. If that gives you any intuition about how bleak things are.
Malaise, measured and steady.
I think we are all victims of our mind. I think that is poetic and very true. Yeah, see, so okay, so there's always 3 trinkets. I think Charred Litany and Smoldering Hymnal are the 2 that can appear in this slot. But I think any of the Sprawl-specific trinkets can show up here. Then Enlightened Element is generally available. Snappy Swig can show up here. And then Enlightened Element and Snappy Swig can show up here. But I don't think there are ever 3 rare trinkets here. So there'll always be 1 lower level. Ooh, excuse me. This is kind of the worst configuration for us. Because our Flage is going to be doing damage to these books along with our Plague Doctor. So basically we're potentially going to shave a little bit off of its lifespan, is the fear. But so far we're not hitting too hard, which is good. I think we greed this. We use the smoke bomb to remove, just so that we're landing all of our things. Great crit there. I don't think there's any way our Flage hits for 12. Famous last words, but I think I can keep stacking dots. I don't have to switch over. Danger zone, dude. Danger zone. And actually, we may be a little in the danger zone because 5 is... Okay, he's going to burn it before RC goes, so we're fine then. We were more fine before he decided to do that. Jeez. How did we... Oh, it's because... Yeah, our Leper going early is also not good. The speed procs have been unfortunate. Because it means that we don't have him as an anchor to set up taunt for the next round. And also to make sure to strip off dodge at the end of the previous round. So, if I hit him, he dies. Okay, well, that solves that problem. And then I'm gonna Deathless back this way because
what a welcome one, nonetheless.
We have other healing options, and we have way more recovery on our leper. So, not good.
Weighty gloom, a spark.
Not good across the board, I would say. But it's for Act 1, we'll roll the dice. Even though I hear Act 1 is pretty punishing. I don't really want to go to a surgeon. I want as many question marks as I can get. So I think we're gonna go. I mean, this could as easily be. Do we still have the yips? No, we got rid of the yips. So right now the hospital doesn't hold that much value for us. So we're gonna go double question mark route, hoping to find the hoarder. Yes, this is a snapless day. I think we can do the first region without Snappy, even though I don't know what the overhaul on Chains of Denial is. I don't know what they do differently. But Chains of Denial are very hit or miss. Let's see, we could get food and supplies or relics. We'll go food and supplies, I guess. Okay. I mean, it's good food.
Consider all variables.
If this was the hoarder, we'll never know, but if it was, I'll be quite sad. We have 2 more question marks. Oh, but we might have to... We never miss. I only miss. I'm gonna avoid stacking up the bleed early here. So he's currently on a 3-turn timer that we can make a 2-turn timer with Charred Litany. Can't help but kind of feel like... So we're gonna finish him off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
Burn, baby, burn.
The enemy weakens and wanes. A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
We do now have the Greater Gilded Mine, so just a pure slap in the face on that one. That's okay, though. There we go. I did this whole fight without ever taking a bleed from the barricades. I don't think that's something I've ever done before. Achievement unlocked. Just got to use range skills on the barricades. That's the... I'd be excited about those bandages if we were going to the Reach, but...
They revel in debauchery. debasing themselves in the face of the end.
You and RC are ahead of the game, although only marginally.
Results are encouraging.
Yeah, the difference between getting Snappy Swig and not for the Grave Robber is unfortunately profound on this comp. That may be the big weakness of the Rot Squad, is if you don't secure some really high crit rate, you have a really hard time with stress healing.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
That, and as the stress stacks up on our flage, we don't really have a way to undo it.
The smallest variable can make all the difference.
Because we can get up to like 30% crit on Thrown Dagger, but we're going Venom Drop for reasons. We like to be using Poison Dart, and we don't have good combo, so we can't force high... We can't force high crit that way. We still have 2 more question marks. The game could be kind.
An opportunity
Squandered.
squandered.
I think an opportunity squandered may be my favorite Wainer from Darkest Dungeon 2. Not quite as good as the Darkest Dungeon 1's Darkest Dungeon 1 voice lines, but it's still pretty good one.
Then apply it judiciously.
I'm also trying to think. We have two ooh. Well, that changes things.
Malaise, measured and steady.
All right, so we're done. The Endure isn't that useful. You're gonna take another 8. That puts you at 18. I don't think we get the Solemnity here. Oh, we do. And it was a big boy Solemnity too. What why was that so large? Huh. Interesting. Oh, snap. All right. Well, I'm glad I did it early in the turn. But a Region 1 death on things is not my favorite outcome here. Oh, really? You're going to go twice in a row at the beginning here? Okay. We're about to get trampled. I don't know if we're fine. The stun is bad, for sure. The trample went okay, but the shuffle is not great. This is a little bad.
Agony by accumulation.
That is very bad.
No time to falter.
Oh, that is very, very bad. All right. Oh, we're out of position for Deathless. Double bad. All right.
Sweat-soaked brows, unsteady stances, exhaustion.
We're in the danger zone, for sure. Yep. Oh, what an absolute jerk move. Holy cow. Wow, the RNG, not ideal. The healing there is okay, but... I need to move him forward. I just don't know what to do here. Yeah, death, maybe? Woo! Two to 6. He already has a dot on him for 3. 3 to 6. 4 to 8. Alright, we do that, but Jarvis is in the danger zone.
Another wound.
Yep. What a jerk move. Yep. Jarvis has exited the chat.
Denied once more. She
Yep. Wow, the RNG on that fight was out of control. Whew. I think this is very good news for people who enjoy watching Balatro. Let's see, with this...
Let us hope their desperation can be eased.
Dang. That was some vicious, vicious shenanigans. I don't think there's a lot we could have done with the tramples being so on point in terms of shuffles. That was just the way she do. All right, well, the cycle is over. Ordained death in Region 1 on Confession 1 had an unsurprising result. Yeah, it definitely does in Lustrous. It's like, I mean, it's one of those things where, right, our interest right now, or my interest, is in seeing how the Bastard's Beacon changes each of the heroes. How it changes each of the bosses. So, like, yeah, I could spend the next 2 weeks rebuilding Jarvis, or we could restore our save from before stream and, you know, and start experimenting again next week. It feels kind of pointless to rebuild him, but I don't know. I think it's a problem of Darkest Dungeon that I am grappling with as whether I want to continue playing it, if I'm being honest. Because there's not a lot left to do. Like, we could go hardcore on the cycle, but we need to define in terms of the cycle if we think that that the cycle should be starting from 0. That's remains an interesting question from my perspective. Yeah, I mean, I love the game, but we could also go play Dark Reliquary, or Black Reliquary, excuse me. You know? I love the original Darkest Dungeon.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Let's see. You're dead. You're not quite dead, so we'll do that.
Malaise. Measured and...
We could. There's so many games to play, though. I don't know when Black Reliquary is going to be getting its release. That's an interesting question. Because I've been kind of waiting for it, lurking in the wings, hoping that it gets its 1.0. I think they're working on it, but I don't know. I don't know the status. Oh, finally a stress resist. Thanks, game. Stress resist would have been nice there, but so here's the question. We can pivot to Balatro early and just be like, you know, forget these shenanigans. Or we can try to salvage this run knowing that we may hit the reset button anyways on the save files so that we can continue to do interesting things. Because the problem is I don't think rebuilding a hero is particularly interesting. Like, you know, rebuilding our leper to their former glory does not seem like a particularly, like, engaging series of streams for us to do.
We would come here in summers of years gone to write, think, and rest.
Oh, I know. I am aware. It probably makes for a more engaging end to this run to try to press on. Could bring out Rusty. Rusty's like, oh no. Why am I getting dragged into this? Spoken Sharply is kind of a fun trinket, but...
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
We're also, like, super...
Comfort on the road to damnation.
Our relationships are also horrifically bad right now. We have a 2 on RC and T-Hunter. I would use save file next time, but finish our Act 1 boss so you know what to expect. It's a good option. Okay, where do we land now? So T-Hunter and Rusty are hating each other, and T-Hunter and RC. Right.
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
All right, we scraped our relationships back from being horrifically bad. That's something. Is it possible to switch all of your skills to something you don't use, so relationship roles, bad modifiers on them can change the skill? Negative skills you cannot replace in Lustrous. They are locked on your bar. So no. If you do, it will randomly sub in things that you don't use, and they'll be stuck, which is a bummer. Maybe we roll. I've had some fun rolling Spoken Sharply before on Rusty. We'll go for it again. And then mastery wise,
in ruin.
Well, we have 6 mastery, so
In need.
what is your path right now? Riposte and crush. Okay, good. Good. That's our best option. Grab this. Grab this. Could have potentially gotten indiscriminate,
Planning and
but
mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
we still have 16 bucks left. Our Plague Doctor being that slow kind of sucks. So we'll just grab 2 of these and we'll just go. We'll just double up. Okay. Let us continue the slog forwards. Chance to produce whiskey. We might need this for relationship reasons, and we have so much to do. All right. Creature den. Okay. Well, rip Jarvis. But we will press forward and at least see what the future has in store. We have far less reliable taunt now, so we might want to think about tossing more on our flage. But
Rewards only. Resignation.
so the creature den is worth an extra mastery. I don't think there's much we're looking for over here, so we'll go for the creature den. I mean, we do have a lot of baubles. Pick up a damage trinket. Nah, I think the creature den is a good pickup.
That is where they'll make their move.
Yeah, he got wrecked. Oh, well, this is an unideal ordering of my people. Good thing he's not a leper, or he'd be stuck back there for the rest of eternity.
Bravo.
I miss Jarvis already.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
I do think for tanks, Breacher is without equal. We're rolling Jinx on
The fiend's
Rusty right now, which is probably not what we need in our lives. We probably should have upgraded Bolster also. I think he was already dead. That was probably not the right play. But yeah, we should have upgraded Bolster. God, that's only Rusty's second turn in this round, or in this combat. Kind of insane.
Malaise, measured and steady.
All right. Another death fight.
Sweet reprieve.
That death fight was pretty ill-timed as well. We even got the leg up on him. You know, I decided to fast track the kill. Rose took the kill right off the bat.
To arms, though it brings no satisfaction.
Though it brings no satisfaction. And I try, and I try. This is not a great... Not a great one for us. We're glad we didn't get volleyed right off the bat. Oh, I forgot to switch our team order. I'm a glutton for punishment on this run. The stress resist is not working particularly well. Stress resist trinket, that is. Oh, that removes... I didn't realize that volley removed blind. But this couldn't have worked out much better. We've got this guy and this guy dead to rights. So I'm gonna risk putting some damage in on him. Just so we don't get popped at the 11th hour. Just didn't want to deal with him doing a hit.
Greater threats await those who dare.
33% chance on turn start. We could probably find a place for that. Because right now I think, what are, like, does Death Head, do we care? We are kind of fast, actually, so that's... We might get ourselves comboed. Yeah, let's... No need to hamstring ourselves more than we already are. Don't need to do Bastard's Beacon with a rank 4 man-at-arms. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. We've already lost our cycle. Which means we can stop playing Rot Squad. So that's perhaps the good news. Maybe it's time to try out some Crusader comps. I was expecting the stun there, but I think we'll just stay back here. I don't think there's too much necessity in moving forward. Or too much utility is what I meant to say there. Who needs taunt when they just target your man-at-arms exclusively anyways? I'm gonna risk going a little deeper here because I think that it does not serve us to use an early battlefield medicine here when we don't even get the heal off of it. So you're about to go. And you will die. So if I did this now, we get 2 turns this way. Enemies are always jealous of Rusty. That much is known. Yeah, I do need to think some about the fact that it certainly seems like the Rot Squad is pretty, has a bit of a struggle with death. That may just be a problem of any flagellant team, is that the RNG of the death fight may be hard to overcome. You mistake my grimace for a smile. That's some top tier Rusty lore, for sure. Sure. No crit. I'll take it. A lot went our way to avoid that crit. This guy is not going to be so kind, I don't think. Ooh. Wait. Oh yeah, the combo on Poison Dart goes away with the Venom drop. I forget that. Oh yeah, and we have Bellow to remove that and get some healing. All right.
Lethality writ large.
So my assessment here, like, Rusty is a good replacement. Do we just want to do this? I'm gonna hold off a second here. Would have liked that to have landed slightly better, but yeah, get a little extra healing out of the thing, and we were hoping that resisted.
Greater threats await those who dare.
Okay, so this was a 3 mastery creature down, which is good. It's fine.
The loathing abates. Supplies this way, if you can make it.
I'm not super excited to... Ooh, that looks like a very weird... A very weird one.
A slow dissection.
That roadblock looked odd to me.
End.
I'm going to let the focus fire do our taunting for us and save retribution for when we don't have focus fire. We could have fully controlled the round by getting 3 taunt, but we would have wasted 1 overflow taunt. Good dodge there.
results are encouraging.
Great dodges. Where were those when where were those when we needed them against death, eh? I don't actually know that we missed any dodges against death. I think we just got obliterated by shuffles and didn't have any heals when we needed them, because death always put our Plague Doctor on the front rank and our Vestal, or excuse me, our Flagellant and our Leper on the back ranks, which is super cool. Extremely cool and totally legal.
Messy, but effective.
I really miss Bolster having defend. I'm scared of what they're going to do to intimidate when they rebalance the Leper, but that's a whole other thing. Now, the question is, do we even care to go to...
Perhaps you left it for yourself. Perhaps
Do we even care to go face the General? There's a lot of road between us and them. We can pick any of these to go to. Formless Sculpture. So Rusty, I don't think it's actually the Juicy Heal, believe it or not. I think that the Leper's strength in the squad is the consistency of the Leper's taunt. The problem with the Man-at-Arms is unless you spec into not the opposite of Vanguard, you don't actually have a taunt every turn. Which is that's the problem as I see it. Right? The only heroes that have a consistent every round taunt are the Hellion and the Leper. And I think the Leper has good self-stress control and an every turn taunt, which are the things that we need to protect our squishier backline. And because we have so much healing, the large health pool, I think, works out really well too. But that's my 2 cents.
in crisis, no gain.
Okay, those are nice. Those will potentially help with the locks if we make it there. But yeah, I think it is more intimidates reliability at being a way to secure kills and also keep 100% taunt uptime and control the fight is more important than the recovery. Although I think the recovery is also very good. Let's see. T-Hunter's been struggling, right? Yeah, enough. It's the thing that makes me steer clear of the Man-at-Arms as a taunt as a tank these days. It's so punishing. Not having a taunt option every turn. Also punishing that we don't have... We didn't get this guy dead, but...
The slow suffering begins.
That is annoying. Okay, you're roasted. But yeah, I think because of the low HP pools on the back, it's either Hellion or Leper, and the Hellion's recovery just doesn't stack up from my perspective. Spoken Sharply is doing good work with the healing, but... Also, Buttressing Band is pulling a straight snappy swig. I believe so, Rusty. Largest HP pool has some flexibility. It suffers a lot from taunts. Not from taunts. From shuffles, for sure. As we saw with that death run. But we were basically one death store check away from surviving death, and that was a pretty disadvantageous death encounter as a general observation. So I don't know. I'm salty about it, but I also think that, you know, it's partly just that the game was like, I think it's time for us to kick Alden and where the sun don't shine, and it did. It reduces each time you hit Death's Door, so, and we didn't die on the first Death's Door check, so little less salty about that. And let's just, I think we died on our second. You and Rose are really not happy, so we'll do this. But yeah, if we had made it to 3, I think we would have been good.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
I'm gonna take a round of no control to get things set up here. But this guy's very likely to bring back this archer, which is gonna be unpleasant.
Agony by accumulation.
No. Nobody to bring him back now, I guess. That's the good news.
A promising development.
And I think it was better just to kill him rather than get control back, because we had dodge tokens on the only person who I was particularly concerned about taking too many hits. How come as soon as our leper is dead, crits are actually 1 happening and 2 causing stress healing? I swear, the beginning of this episode, I was just like, every crit was like, but what if you got no stress healing from that, huh? What about that? Have you considered that as an option? And now it's smooth sailing. Everything is fine.
The past is gone.
I'm not bitter, you're bitter.
The loathing of
yeah, we're very unhappy when we get moved. That's a big Rot Squad downside for sure. I think that is better for now. Oh, this is the Steel Tokens one. That could be kind of fun to run. We'll run that instead. I think these two can go. All right. That's a lot of stress healing.
There's danger on this path.
Okay, I'm gonna need to use take a bathroom break before we get where we're going. So I'm gonna do it at the beginning of this fight. I'll do it at the end of this fight. Six whiskey flasks. The pot's still not all bad. Not all bad. Don't really need blind stuff. Holy water can go. Alright, that gets us there. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't sleep on whiskey flasks being generated. Alright, you just hate everyone. And we're just going to make it worse. Very cool. Very cool. Speaking of relationships, maybe we should fight the chains with everyone with negative relationships. Maybe that's the play. Oh. Speak of the devil, there is literally a new announcement that just happened in the Black Reliquary Discord. So, let's see what this is. One more day left in the trinket design contest. All right, well, not exactly the announcement I was hoping I would find there, but it was indeed an announcement. Yeah, I mean, definitely still under very active development. Very excited to see what comes of it. Let's see, 10, you're dead. 9, you're dead.
The slow suffering begins.
I think we're just going after this guy right now. We'll do a little bit of a heal. I think we're gonna Deathless next turn, but so 12 and 12. Okay, he's going to Death's Door, so we just want to take him there as swiftly as possible. Bad breakpoint there. He's going to get a big hit in here. There's not much we can do about it. I'm gonna greed the Deathless here. Oh, maybe I got him killed. Alright, never punished. But decidedly undeserving of the game's kindness there. What was our Death's Door before? 90? Alright. We shouldn't be taking Death's Doors like that, though. I knew there was a risk and that we were going to be taking a big hit. Did not expect it to be a crit, but...
Though decidedly inconvenient, at least we know what's coming.
We do have a couple baubles. We got that going for us. Hooray, baubles. We do her because this guy is going to prep for his crit attack and probably die to our dots before... Yep, he is already dead. And she is already dead. Perfect.
Steady yourself.
Do that. That puts us under the Deathless threshold. I don't think we're going to have anyone that we really need to heal here, though. Spoken Sharply is doing insane work at keeping Rusty healthy. I'm just gonna do it because our Flage needs the heal. I will say, if we could pick up a Reverberating Redoubt, I guess we can't use it with Spoken Sharply, so it's pretty non-interesting to us. Alright. We're certainly healthy.
The one pleasant in the extreme. This work is noble and necessary.
Oh yeah, I said I was going to take a quick bathroom break. Be right back. Not too long. Quick ad break. All right, back to the grind. Oh, you were playing elevator music for me, Illustrious? You're too kind. I can hear it. I can hear it echoing in my head. Would I replace Reverberating Redoubt with Excuse me. Would I replace Spoken Sharply at this point with Reverberating Redoubt? Kind of feel like we might be onto something. I don't really want to take the Piercing Bolt, so I'm gonna go for maximum effort here. After all the nice things I said about them targeting the right people. Outrageous. Okay, you are extremely dead. You are relatively eventually dead. So let's just pop the Retribution. Probably just gonna Dead of Night to heal her up. Oh, I got rid of the corpse pile that she was gonna use for Dead of Nighting. That's not my finest moment.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Good news is there's always more corpses in the banana stand. The relationships are okay, Rose. They're not great, and we're kind of muddling our way through. We're trying our best for sure, but our new tank is doing admirably, I must say. The ability to having a fourth person that can deal damage is not to be underestimated. It sounds silly when I say it, but the fact that our leper normally can't do damage or has very limited damage, both projection and options, is something for sure. I think let's try and take the big hit here, where at least we have some mitigation. That should be this guy's last Slay the Wounded. Yeah, he's dead.
Well done.
You defend spam, Rose? I mean, it does... It does work. Okay, hopefully I didn't... Yeah, okay, perfect. This is exactly where we want him to be. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. We don't need... I'm not going to try and get to the Deathless. I was kind of eyeing it for a second there, but I think we'll just top Rusty off with Spoken Sharply. Well, it's going to force us to answer this question. That's a great combo there. All right, we will fight the general.
He has retreated.
We don't have great combat items for it. Hold on, let me check what we got here. Oh yeah, probably could have done a lot better with combat items. The Ordained General does have a lot of hit points. We should not take stress when we dodge that attack. I will die on that hill, but okay, we probably do need to do a pushback here.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
We're gonna do a pushback and we're gonna hope that it frees her up. Okay. That means we need to do a second one, which is unfortunate. Bad targeting on Stoil Stirs. We can't use defend. Can't use defend to protect them. Once again, really bad. Okay, so we're gonna push back after. $43 isn't bad. Okay, so now we're pushing back, which means we're taking this hit. Which means we're going fast. That's our plan here. Not a great.
A brilliant conclusion.
At least we're gonna have good recovery after Waking Dead, because we'll have Deathless queued up here.
This is no time to falter.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast.
Cooperation is the key.
Even though this looks weird, I think we do this because we don't want to get anybody bound up. We still do have 3 death armors to deal with. Oh, you didn't get there. I thought that was a guarantee. All right, that's bad news.
A breakthrough.
Not my finest work there. I thought I could have done any number of actions with her that would have better served us there. I mean, it's still fine. We still have the W. But But yeah, we could have done that slightly better.
Put it to good use.
I wish we were running Shambler spawn right now. But I think that is a better combination. I think that's it. We haven't really been stocking up on combat items, which you probably should do. We've just been, it's been such smooth sailing since they murdered our leper. Funny how that works. No to Safety Slumber. No to Collector's Chandelier. Producing Restoratives could be good. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Any in items we just really don't care about? Stitching Kit can go. And I'm excited to break out all these whiskeys. I don't think we have a place for Gnarly. They needed a comedian to replace the poet. I think that's very apropos, if nothing else. Get rid of the Calming Incense. I think we have enough options and our stress has been relatively under control.
A star-spawned child of the infinite void.
This is going well so far. And by this is going well so far, I mean this is not going very well.
Measured and steady.
Since we might miss this anyways, I'm gonna bait the dodge there. The resists hurt.
Steady yourself. A simple kindness.
I wanna protect her from the combo getting triggered and healing our boy.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Gonna get these guys rolling so that we don't have to worry as much about them. Double resist on a crit? Are you absolutely out of your mind, game?
Make all the difference.
Yeah, the flag is awkwardly placed, it is true. That not choosing to consume the combo was not on my bingo card.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Yes, I believe Cosmic Slayer is here. Three hit points. Hit for 2 to 3. It's probably not gonna happen. So let's get the damage going on these guys. Cosmic Slay. All right. So we kill this one. We let the other one live for a moment. We Dead of Night and get no heal. Checkmate. Do this. This guy will kill himself hitting into that. Deathless here to just kind of restore a little bit of goodness. It's going to die anyway. She did miss the corpse, yes. Which meant we missed the healing.
Until the next test is
Ethereal Dust, I might actually bring into the final... I might actually bring into the final one. Into the final fight, that is. Greater Protectorate can go... Kind of like everything we got going on there. I think Spoken Sharply is not getting played. Hate to say it. And we're pretty close to the end of the region, so I'm not... The stress is okay. Yeah, one would think that missing a corpse would be an unlikely state of affairs, but...
well done. Awash in turmoil.
Happy with that targeting, if I'm being honest. We do have Laudanum. I should probably just be kicking it out.
Malaise measured.
Let's see. You're dead. You're dead.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
I think we just whack him. It's gonna be Weight of the Worlds, most likely. Yeah. Of course it is. So much stress. Nice resist.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
We could have gotten one more Endure in, potentially. I think it was on cooldown, though.
Even the big ones.
Selfish motivation ain't it. Well, we need to ditch something. I think Bouncer's Belt can go. There's part of me that's like, maybe we should use Unblinking Entropy on Rusty over Calibrating Sensor. Oh, we're a little too fast for Calibrating Sensor, aren't we? Interesting. We'll have to see about next time to see if we can make that work. Because if we can't slow Rusty down for Calibrating Sensor, that's kind of a bummer. I was not paying attention, but was just kind of like apparently wishful thinkinging myself into the belief that maybe we were getting value out of it. Okay. Freaking fantastic.
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
Take the Songbook of Touching Dirges. Take the Meditative Totem.
Ease the rigors of the road.
All right, let's start out with Songbook of Touching Dirges. Big money, no whammies. Whammy 1. All right, 1 whammy I will take. So what is our worst relationship now? Are we... No, Limping Mule, not tempting Goblet. Good news. Okay, so Rusty and RC are the problem kids. Oh, Rusty and RC and Rose are the problem kids. Okay, so let's start out with this one. Cool. Then let's toss this one out and see what we get. Okay. Now, Rusty and RC continue to be a problem. Let's toss that there. Who has the worst negative quirk? Pacifist is annoying. I don't think Curmudgeon is going to come into things here. Let's try and get rid of that. Pacifist gone. Beautiful. Okay. Now, Dartboard, we might as well use on RC and Rusty. So we're at 8 now. All right, let's start pouring whiskey down their gullets. Okay, so 12. 12 puts them 2 away from the next tier. Everybody else is in the next tier. So I'm just gonna keep whiskeying them. There we go. So now who's the next person who has a break point? Oh yeah, wait, Rose and Rusty still need some. Rose and Rusty are still 2 off. We should have 2 more of these to buy. So we'll buy those.
A bit of comfort on the road to damnation.
Rusty asks, oh yeah. That is, pipeweed is a good call. You are too fast. Was there pipeweed in here? There is. All right, so we will continue. Keep the party going. 2 pipeweed between Rusty and Rose gets us. Oh, but I don't want to slow her down. Hold on. Who can we slow down and get some value out of? Nah, Rusty needs it, so it's just gonna be the people that I don't mind being the slowest. We'll do that, and then we'll do this, and we will do... Oh, you can't be speedier. I see. We don't want Rusty to be fast, so we'll do that. Now we can swap back to calibrating sensor. I think the stress resist on the final fight isn't that important. The death blow resist might be. Cough, cough. Then, not useful. Not useful. Useful. Boom, boom. All right, let's do food here. Actually, hold on. Let's see. What do we got? Do we got any good food up in this? No. All right. So who gets the worst food? T-Hunter gets the worst food. Now 9 mastery, so we just get everything.
Improve.
We had a lot of things we did not pick up, I will say, but there we go. All right, what else? What else do we want? We do get benefit from stealth on Rose, right? Yeah, +2 blight. That's pretty big if it ever procs. So we'll grab those, even though they're a little pricey. So that gives her a 10% chance per round to stealth, which is that's not nothing. The trinkets are as bad as you would expect them to be. 1 adrenaline tonic doesn't really do it. Doesn't really move the needle at all. But neither does anything else. I should have saved so I had two adrenaline tonics worth of value. I'm just going to get a stimulating pulse instead. And you don't care if you go first, you just like being fast. Let's do that. All right.
The inevitable end of your journey awaits you.
All right, let's go learn what's up with the Chains of Denial. I did the best I could. All right. A cursed Bastard's Beacon run that put Jarvis in the ground. Only one positive relationship isn't entirely surprising. The first act is a short one. There's not a lot of time to build up relationships.
At last, the great ziggurat, temple of failure and regret.
But we'll see. We should probably look at combat items. So what are we? So we got 4 laudanum. I'm just going to use those here. I think for the final fight, we grab this, and... Ooh, shimmer powder. Yeah. Okay. Actually, hold on. But we're definitely going to take this into the final fight. So I'll toss these. Yeah, we'll use these. Okay. And this is going to be our set of 4 for the final boss. It's good to have some healing. So shimmer powder is going to mean that when we miss our stealth on Rose, we'll have a backup stealth to get those dots going early. Ethereal dust can go on Rusty so that we can use our taunt multiple times in a row, and otherworldly fragments will kind of accelerate our first kill. Hopefully. Or we may get in there and they may be immune to blight. You know. And any of these things may be the case when it comes to the Bastard's Beacon. Oh, good stretch. Oh, like extremely good stretch. Wow, that was delightful. Weight of the Worlds is a super annoying start, but at least we had a lot of dodge tokens to kind of like take the edge off. And we're not taking the laudanum with us, so
Carousel of horrors.
that is fun. I don't very often get crits on him, but that was stupendously enjoyable. Hey, Mr. Scrake! Coming in to remind us that necrosis exists. We had a death, Mr. Scrake. This Bastard's Beacon run, we had a quad 69 necrosis crit. Holy what? Balling out. What how does that even happen? Okay, so we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like this. All right. I know I'm going in blind on this fight. I know not what the deal is with the Chains of Denial. So here we go. Thank you, Mr. Scrake. Thank you. But we did have a death, Mr. Scrake. So this was originally a Rot Squad run. We were going for the third item in our Bastard's Beacon cycle, and we had a death fight with some truly heinous shuffles that meant that we could never heal, basically.
Pity the great denier, chained by its own command.
Okay, so those are so right off the bat, these are some big buffs. 2 damage. They already have. Okay, so wait, death effects. Oh, okay, so now every time one of these dies, they all get significantly stronger. So I think we want to kill them all at the same time. Do they still have their things where they heal? It doesn't look like they heal after...
What can we learn upon closer inspection?
I don't see anything that says that they're going to heal each other.
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
Do they also heal? It looks like they all have exactly the same buff. They're all going to double the max HP of the others, increase the speed. Right? Am I missing something? So wait, so do they still do what they used to do? Oh, boo. I should have put sepsis on, I forgot.
Measured and steady.
Made a document mentioning each axe boss new attack effects. That is useful information for sure. We currently do have the Charred Litany, so this is not great. I think we put it back here. We need. I think aggregate damage is going to be important. Okay. If you kill the HP lock, it will put 10 per 3 regen on the remaining lock. Why does it not say that? Also, that was super annoying, but... Okay, range lock is going down pretty fast. Okay, landing all those is good. So right now we're doing 13 by 2. We can do one more of these without killing the back lock. It'd be nice if the tooltip told us these things. Just saying. You know? You know what I'm saying? See, she's still stealthed. You can take some abuse on your own, so we'll do this. Denial of Fortitude is annoying, obviously. Do I start working on the health lock? Nah, let's keep peppering these two. $18 by 5. So let's see. You're dead. 24 by 9. You're pretty close. Let's do this. So what I like here is that I think we're gonna have some quick kills. I could have, yes. I could have cured stun with Indiscriminate Science. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. So let's see. You're going to die next turn. That's good. You're going to die next turn. I think we just put this up. We need to start working on the health lock now. Yeah, let's get the heal going here. Denial of Reach is going to complicate things for us a bit. I think we have to do that. I think we just need to keep our head above water.
A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
So yeah, so a lot of bad things have happened here, and we're a little locked in. So now we're gonna go after the health lock aggressively here, and then we're gonna try and kill this one before the regen has too much time to take hold, as it were. Good blights. So far the 2-speed 100% damage, I mean, that was a 33 hit, so I guess I'll shut up now, because clearly things are afoot. Please land the blight. Ah, damn. You're still getting hit for 5. Pretty unlikely, but I think better to do this. Should have used the ethereal powder. That was not my best choice. Rusty always gets resolute, right? Clip it.
Steady yourself.
HP lock, 30 heal through regen, strength lock on hit negative token. Yeah. Okay. Do we just want to... We might just want to slow them down right now.
Fight through the fatigue.
Okay, so what is our... So our kill order is... Do we really want to kill the Padlock of Wasting first? No, yeah, we do. Yeah, that's our play.
A slow dissection.
Because it is dead now.
An unavoidable end.
So wait, if it's dead now, we should kill this one. Assuming this doesn't heal immediately. Yeah, there we go. All right.
The world's mind is free to remember a time before
Not so complicated.
corruption.
Okay, I get that fight. I will say, I do not think the Rot Squad is going to have a hard time with that fight if we had a Poet Leper as our primary tank. I think we would have done just fine in that fight with the Leper. In fact, probably slightly better because we would have had higher uptime on our taunts. And Reverberating Redoubt would help a lot in that fight. So Poet Leper with Reverberating Redoubt would be the best control for that fight. But it was a good run. It was a good run. Minus the incidental death of Jarvis, which I have now put out of my mind and will not remember come next time when I come in and realize that there is no leper. I don't want to rebuild a leper. Oh. Yeah, Jarvis has been around since the very beginning. He will be missed. Hey, thank you, Andy. It was a solid one. But we're right on time here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over. I already did my bathroom break earlier, so we're gonna pivot to Balatro now. So hang on to your pantaloons, as it were, and we'll get going. I'm excited. I've been loving Baldur. I've been playing some behind the scenes with like little bits of free times. Yeah, Jarvis's death, Andy, was pretty brutal, admittedly. All right, give me one moment here. I've done that. We tap that button. We push this button. We reload here. We end stream. See you on the other side, YouTube.